Hello, hello, how you doing? Good morning or good afternoon and whatever side of the world you are. Today is service day. Normally, I talk a little bit about a theme, and I think the theme of today is going to be transformation. The energy has been a bit intense, and I will include myself. Please let me know if the sound it's okay, it's working out, if you guys can hear me. Then, if you are in need of a healing or a reading or a question from you guys can go ahead and ask. The more specific you are with the questions from you guys, the better it is for me to tune into. Hope the sound is okay. To tune into an accurate answer. Hello, Billy. Thank you for being here. Tina, welcome. Appreciate it. For me, because I'm practicing, thank you, Georgina. I'm practicing the teams that are going to come in the way shorter course that we're going to start now in February in a few days. The first team it's New Earth Manifestation. Awesome. Just give me a few minutes so I know that people it's live and I can read your messages, and then I'm gonna go ahead and read and then do my best to bring whatever is for the highest good for all of us. I will include myself. Well, part of the information that's coming through in the channelings about manifestation, it's all about how aligned I am with divine plan, the universe source, and how sometimes for things that can happen to all of us, like for example for me, my cat is hospitalized, so sometimes things will going to come out of the blue, taking outside of our comfort zone. And I mean, I'm a human being. When things happen to me, like yesterday, my heart was broken seeing my cat in pain, like if it was my own child, because I'm an empath like many of you. But for me, I have learned to be proactive solution and not allow myself. I mean, I wanted to cry, I felt bad a little bit, but then I said, okay, moving forward, what do I need to do? So I found the solution. If it's in my hands or if it's not, then said, okay, God, whatever you need to do, go for it. I'm going to blindly trust with blind faith, knowing that it's all in divine plan, whatever outcome happen. And then I'm gonna do whatever I need to do so I go back to alignment. And I think this is what happening. I know in astrology, I'm not an expert, but I know a little bit because I'm still learning in the galactic chart readings, and I know we're going to have the Taurus Scorpio that is going to start, if I'm not mistaken, the middle. I think it started a couple days ago and it's going to last couple months. So the energy right now from what it's happening to me and many of you and the readings, including my friends, it's to find a balance between, in this case, I think tarots will represent what I do enjoy, what I do like, what I do prefer, where I feel good, where I'm happy with the things are going in my life, but also in the collective. And then Scorpio, it will be what can go wrong, what's not on my hands to fix, what I am perceiving as, oh, I don't like that, or whether that is in the economy, in my relationship with myself, with my family, in my city, politically, or whether I like during this year, especially the first 6 weeks, what astrology reads, it's lots ups and downs between contrast, duality. And going again into the manifestation information that's coming to what the New York Collective is saying, it is contrast, or what we don't like, that in this case it will be Scorpio, that could go wrong. Like for example, my cat is in the hospital. We're gonna have the results on Monday. It appears he has stones, maybe in the kidneys, maybe the bladder, but until we don't have the results, we don't know what will be the procedure. Maybe a surgery, maybe a treatment, maybe diet. But if I am worried, crying, the whole weekend I'm not gonna help because it's not on my hands. It's on the hands of the universe. Whatever outcome will be Monday, I cannot do anything other than send healing and do my best so I stay in alignment, whatever outcome will be, because it will be part of divine plan, whether the cat died or it doesn't. I'll go with the flow, tuning into my intuition, into my higher self, sensing what will be the next step so I go back to alignment and then move forward. Does that make sense? This is the Taurus Scorpio or the duality thing that's happening, and maybe it will keep happening this first months of the year. So don't get entangled, because few days ago that we were, I think it was full moon in Cancer or something, everyone was very moody and sensitive. So astrology let us know what the energy from all of us and myself and each of you, it's vibrating, but it's not a fact. It's for us to prepare and fix it. Like, for example, I remember when I used to live in Texas, we had hurricane alerts every year in hurricane season. So you will purchase food, batteries, or you will go into another town. It's not that the bad news are a fact. It's more like, hey, this appeared to be going in this direction, but I have free will to do the best, to align into all the choices that I can have, to tune into what works for me the best, but also for everyone else. Knowing that I'm always covering, I'm always taking care, and sometimes even dead, it's plan of divine purpose. Like, for example, yesterday that I was reading that, I don't know if I can pronounce his name. Well, it's a very important Buddhist monk that died yesterday. In my memory, he already died because probably I changed timeline like the Mandela effect. And I was, what the hell? I already read that news a few months ago, right? So I changed timeline where in my memory he died again. Nishta, I don't know how to pronounce his name, I'm sorry. But many of those things are going to happen because destiny, it isn't fixating. As soon as we are anchoring into a higher frequency in transition to new earth, things are going to change, things are going to renew. Yes, and yes, DeAndre, I don't know how to pronounce, but you know who he is. mm, in my memory, he already died. I read it like a month ago on Facebook, I'm pretty sure, because I like to read his stuff. I'm a big fan of him. And then when he died again, I was like, what? But it's not a big deal. Sometimes in my reality, it could be 4 p.m. and then 2 hours later is 2 p.m. And I'm like, what? Or weird things are going to happen. When weird things happen without explanation, it is because you are changing timelines, like changing a train. Bad news, it's not that we are cursed or God want to punish us or we are alone suffering against the whole damn universe. It isn't like that. It just represents, it's a new beginning, a better one, Nichtaha, yes, than the one that we had before. Like, for example, I love my cat and he's so adorable. It's like a dragon for me. We travel together, but if he passes, I'm gonna be okay. Of course, I'm gonna cry, but I'm surrendered to whatever it's supposed to be. I have learned that a lot of challenges before, not to go against the universe, to surrender, to accept, to say, okay, whatever is happening, I'm gonna be solution oriented. And I think this is what is going to help all of us to go with ease while the collective chooses where we are going or what our destiny is going to be against a new earth frequency. I hope that makes sense. So whatever your astrology says that your year is gonna be awesome, or fact, forgive my word, you still have your free will to choose. You cannot change what's happening around you. I cannot be a doctor for my cat, for example, but I can do my best to have faith and trust that whatever happens without expectations is going to be good for me, for my kids, for my other cat, and for all the persons that know me. Does that make sense? And maybe it did happen because many of you probably are going through breakups. A lot of people is sick or cancer or whatever. I had cancer, guys. When I had cancer, I had no insurance, no job. I was a mess. I had depression. Seriously, I wanted to die my whole life because I never fit. I felt like a star in a puzzle of squares, if that makes sense. I was like so weird, so different, that it made me feel so insecure about myself, my body, my capacities, who I was, because I was looking into my very strict traditional family and I think I'm adopted, right? Because we don't have anything in common, but we do. We're just opposites from the same stick. Like maybe Taurus and Scorpio, or what could be good and what could go wrong, or good and bad, or when someone spends a lot of money in a relationship and the other is so cheap. So between both opposites, we can find balance. And this is what you and I and all of us are learning, because we all have our own inner challenges, and it's fun. We're here for that. It's part of the journey and the excitement, like, oh my God, how the hell I'm gonna pay my bills or find my partner or have my peace or whatever you are going through. It's about giving the extra mile, tuning into what can work for you, because empaths, we tend to scan the day looking for toxicity, what could go wrong, what energy can be attached to me. And it's not about that, because that will be the negative side of being an empath. Being an empath, it's a superpower. You're like a superhero. Damn, you can read thoughts. You know when someone is lying to you. That's fucking awesome, because you have extra tools that, thank you so much, that people don't have because they're choosing not to use them. So take advantage about what's happening to you and make the best, because it's not about what's happening, guys. It's about what we do with what it is happening. And this is what could go right. Does that make sense? So it's not about what's happening, but this, always when it's Mercury retrograde, no matter which planet it is, it's about taking some time to take it slow and listen where we are, where I have been, but most importantly, where I want to go. And this is where my free will comes. It's not because whoever I am or I am connected with, whether that it is my family, my job, or the government who's choosing for me, we always have a choice. And the choice it is to take the path of less resistance, like Bachar says, or Abraham Hicks, where I will struggle the less. Because we're not here, guys, to suffer. We're here to have fun and go through a lot of seasons to learn, expand our soul, and have a good ride. If you feel like falling for something that's happening in your life, like me yesterday, that my cat was trying, I was like, oh my God, I wish I could just fix you. But it's not about taking it with the victim archetype. Why me? What is happening to me? Why I'm being punished? Maybe it is because I have these flaws and these things I need to fix. It's not about that, guys, because we are perfect the way we are. My flaws and my strengths are what I need for my soul to expand, and so each of you. So it's not about how things are, it's about, again, how we can make them work for all of us. I hope that makes sense. And most importantly, whether each plan is in conjunction or in retrograde, I think this is an opportunity for all of us to transform whatever could go wrong because we want it to go right. Does that make sense? So whatever it's happening to you, spirituality, it's not about you do light language or astral travel or be badass correcting everyone about what I'm doing right and you are doing wrong because I know and you're a fact. It's not about that. It's about being strong when you feel like falling apart. It's about being positive with all thing appears to be wrong. Say, you know what? Let's go for it. I got this. And this is the archetype of superhero against the victim superhero. The victim, because I was a victim when I was in depression my whole life. Why me? Why this family? Why I have partners that are toxic? Why they're all narcissistic? Why I feel so much, right? But it's not about that, because when I am in why me, why the government, I'm not taking responsibility for what I can do right. And this is me being in the toxic side of what could be awesome. And when I got my cancer in 2014, that my world literally fell apart. No interest, no money, in a very toxic partnership. We were destroying each other. I was the victim, of course, the perfect victim, and he was the bad person, toxic, abusive, alcoholic, etc., etc., etc. And then I went to the doctor and I said, okay, you have a tumor. We don't know how it is. You have to go with an oncologist. And then I was fucked. So the universe really, really listened to me when I wanted to die, right? But then I didn't want to die. And not because I was afraid. Because dying is the easiest thing. Come on, you go and be angel again. That's a super easy way out about when you have a lot of problems. But for me, it was, damn it, I wasn't happy. I wasted my whole life. I didn't do the things that I wanted to do when I was a kid. When I was a kid, when people asked me, what do you want to do, Rachel, when you are grown up? I mean, your university. I was always saying, I'm going to be an artist, right? And people say, oh, you're crazy. How you're going to be an artist? And look, I'm an artist now. So when I thought I was going to die, I was not thinking on the pain of dying because that will be an easy fix. But I reflect that I never choose for myself, that I never did what I wanted, that I never took responsibility for my mess. And then I said, God, if I go, I mean, if I'm alive, I want to be happy. I want to have a partner that we don't destroy each other, that we're teamwork, that I enjoyed having, I mean, the connection, that I like my family, that I like my work, that I like where I am, that I like myself, that I like my body, my personality, even when I feel like I'm making a mistake. And then I started doing a very committed journey between Reiki and meditation and Akashic records, and then I knew I was a starseed, and then like language and all of those things that sometimes are not easy, but are part of what took me so I am where I am. And now, even though to the eyes of the human being, nothing is perfect because my cat is in the hospital, you guys could say my kids are with my ex. Maybe you guys in the negative side could say, oh, girl has no one or whatever. But for me, I'm seeing what's working out for me. And then I'm seeing, okay, I like being alone. I'm enjoying myself for the time that it lasts. I'm discovering that it's awesome to be in silence, that I have the whole house for myself. So I'm making things work, taking ownership about what I can do to feel better where I am and be happy about it. Because when we are happy, it's not because we're thinking or believing in universe and unicorns and marshmallows. It's about because we're happy with the things we have and we don't need to change anything. And this is hard sometimes to do. I'm being honest, guys, because maybe you guys see my aura and will know when I'm lying. So this is, I think, what true spirituality really is about, being honest about what I feel and a bit happy. And if that includes being gifted, so be it. Or maybe I'm not that gifted, so be it too. But it is finding us. I think this is what we awake. We awake not to know that aliens exist, or angels, or fairies. We awake to discover who we are. And in that discover, we found that maybe we have a fairy part, or an alien part, or a shadow part. So be it. All of those aspects are a reflection of me and you and all of us together, because we are all one. And this is, I think, what awakening really is, and renewal really is. It is finding aspects that we didn't know we had. Before going with your questions, I'm gonna just end to this my story that you have heard over and over and over and over. I never, doing where I am, having encoded frequency was never in my manifestation list ever. I never thought I would do this because I didn't want it to be that open, that transparent, putting myself so people would judge me. I never wanted to. When I opened Facebook the first time, it was because I was forced in my job to open it, and I was just like, I don't want social media. I hate it. But then when I woke up, I needed to connect with people weird fuck as me. And then it ended being a good idea. And then I started doing drawings because I couldn't understand myself. And then my friends wanted them, and then friends of my friends. And then I started receiving donations. And then I wanted to show the people what was happening to me. And then I opened Encoded Frequency, and then Encoded Frequency took me to where I am, and I have no idea where I'm going. But I'm eager to discover, because it's kind of like an adventure. And sometimes that unknown, that in my case was Encoded Frequency, that I was not asking for it, but it ended being the perfect fit for me. Maybe isn't that unknown that we don't know what will happen. So be it. Just trust that you're gonna be okay, that you have your guides, that your higher self knows what you want, what you need to manifest, and what are your possibilities. So trust that the universe will put a palette for you to choose, and whatever you choose, make it work for you. Like, what could go right, remember, and what could go wrong. And it's very funny because when I was reviewing a little bit the astrology, to talk a little bit about the energy, my ex, the one that he was abused, it was an Scorpio, and my previous boyfriend, who was a Taurus. And I was comparing both of relationships, and I was saying, damn it, Greta. It was totally opposite, but like two sides of me, right? In one relationship with a Taurus one, it was all organized. We never fight. It was very fun and loving and easygoing. That easy that it ended being boring. That's why we split up, because it was all good, 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 good. It was not challenging at all. And it ended being like, it's just like whatever, right? So we ended being friends. And then I looked for the opposite. And then with the Scorpio, it was just like all fiery, totally opposite of what I had before. So now I know both ends of the stick. So next time, hopefully, not hopefully, I'm sure I'll have a balance between the both sides of me, the wild that I have, because I'm an artist, and the peaceful, organized, good heart thing that it will be the opposite. So every experience will be part of what we are learning. So be it. Just it's what I try to do. I embrace it. I allow myself to feel broken for a few minutes or some time if I need to be upset or scream to God or whatever, or go sad or get worried or frustrated. I do it. But then I said, okay, now I'm gonna put my pieces together, and then I'm going to be solution oriented. So I fix it. So I'm not there living my whole life like when I had depression. It was horrible being depressed because the chemicals of your body go crazy, and then you start seeing hallucinating horrible stories, and then one take you to another more horrible and horrible and horrible and horrible, and then when you realize, it's like, no way, I'm just gonna die because how am I gonna fix all of those things? But it's all in your mind, it's not real, but at the same time it's blended with the chemicals of your body, so it feels real. And it's very hard to go away. I know the people that have depression. I've been there, I understand it, but now I don't allow myself to get into that stage because I went to for many years, and I don't prefer it, if that makes sense. So as I always said, take whatever works out for you. And because I'm still learning, like each of you have no different, maybe that my accent sucks or whatever, and then take from whatever experience what will serve you. I would like to do a few minutes of light language, so I bring you guys, take my personality aside. Thank you so much, Gabrielle, I appreciate it. And then I'm gonna go with your questions as soon as we are meant to be, if that's okay. It's so good. The thing that I love the most about being a sensitive, it is that things that are good for you. It's just like having like, oh, you just like things that you eat, or sometimes people that you love to speak, to connect. It's just like so joyful. And also the things that we don't enjoy, it's just like, fuck, I don't like that. But it's part of the different sides that help us to decide what we prefer, and where we are, and to decide where we would like to go, if that makes sense. Thank you so much. Give me a minute. For the ones that ask me about my cat, I'm not going to know until Monday what will be the next step, but I think he's gonna be okay because I dream with all the people that he was sending healing. So I think it's gonna be okay, but I'll go with the flow. Okay, this is the last live. Give me a second, guys. I'm sorry. And I'm gonna fix it a little bit if it's okay. Billy, I'm gonna start with you. Let me see what comes for you. Remember, guys, the more specific the question, the better. Let's do a little bit of light language just to clear my stuff, and then bring your guides. I move a little bit for the ones that is the first time here. So it is my intention that whatever that comes through, it is for the highest good of all. And only the highest and the highest come true, and that my words are very clear and very simple, very accurate to whatever you guys need to receive. I'm gonna do just a little bit of light language. Kitikiara sara kueshka, teseke nene nako kotikishka to sokuma. Kikia teka ara asako ikieshka. Guys are very excited. I just felt like I was gonna say something like "ooh" or something, but I hold it. Okay, Billy asked first, right? Okay, I'm seeing like a sunflower, and then it expands, and then in the center of the sunflower, it's like a sun. So, for what my intuition says, from what I'm seeing you guys are saying, it is work with your solar plexus like a sun that is strong and that is powerful, but at the same time allow yourself to connect with nature, because I'm seeing grief, and connect your solar plexus with your heart so you have a strong center, and then all what you need to know or do will be in alignment with the easiest path. I hope that makes sense for you. Let me see who else. Sometimes I don't see Jenny, or a reading with my ancestors. Yes, let me see. Okay, your aura looks like green, like mint green. So you are already healing, and I think for you, Jenny, it's all about the heart and it's all about love. It's about giving and receiving in equilibrium. I think you give more than what you receive, but this not only represents what you give to others, it also represents what you give to yourself. So whatever you would like to give it to yourself first. It looks like a green apple, like kind of that, but it's connected to your sacral in this case. So if the heart is not in equilibrium, it affects your sacral. So work with both. You could do meditations, a guided meditation, or when you go to sleep, you can ask you guys to help you, to give you guidance. But if you want to, during the rest of the life, you can receive an assistance. Okay, Billy. Thank you so much. I appreciate you're always here. I always read your messages, even though sometimes I just put an emoji. But I'm grateful for the support. And Yanni too, thank you so much. Let me see. Shannon Levan, thank you for being here. Shannon is asking message for her guides, members, family members who passed. It's okay. Thank you. Let me see. I think this is the members of your family that passed. Okay. They're happy. They're okay. It was only been planned. They want you to know that, like, there is a lot of love on the other side. They're just waiting for reunite with you again. It's not that it's going to happen soon. And aspects of them are going to come back before you transition. Not all, but like the half. You are gonna see reflections of them, whether in persons that you know close to you or in your own family. I hope that makes sense. Natalie, I would like to know about my connection with dragons, please. Yes. Okay, I had dragons when I was doing the light language. I thought it was me because the energy was like fire, but I think it is because they were waiting for you to ask. Okay, they are showing me your Akashic records, Natalie. There is a timeline on Earth long time ago. They say more than 10,000 before Christ, 10,000 years ago, before even Atlantis and Lemuria, that before humans appear, it was dragons. These dragons that you're connected came as a hybrid race from the stars, like to renew and to clear karma from lower timelines from a war that was in Orion. So they had from the galaxy like half Lara and half Orion and half reptilian, half Draco, and they were like hybridized with angelic frequencies, like not to be that dense, and half elemental and crystalline frequencies for Gaia. At that time, mm, Gaia was like initiating, if I would do it like in a linear time, like initiating her journey into ascension, and she created many timelines and there was one. But when those dragons were here in duality, like it was in the galaxy, some of them turned dark. They couldn't handle the power that they had, the fire. It was very strong, and others were very benevolent, and they kind of destroy each other after a while. This is kind of what they're showing me. So it was decided that it wasn't like a good idea for this planet to have beings in the physical with such a huge power, and it was decided that they will be in the ether, like it looks like in 4 dimension connected to the elementals, but they have like permission to be partially physical, if that makes sense, like spirits of Gaia, but they wouldn't be like in the same timeline with humans. And then it was when humans begin in your timeline begin being seated or helped with galactics as well. And then in some ancient civilizations, the dragons were their gods, like the Asian traditions. They had the possibility like to appear to certain people, and another civilizations. But like for example in Europe, I think religion make them look bad, as if they were monsters or demons or things like that, so they distort it. But dragons are like us. They have the ones that you're connected with. They are 4 dimension going to transition to 5th dimension like us, and they have good and bad within, and you connect with them. You connect with them to your solar plexus, and then in some lives on earth you work with them and they protect you. It's like they love you, they like you, and they're always with you. I hope that makes sense. It was a little bit long, but I think you needed to hear, or I needed to say that, because it was a very long message and I had them before you even asked for, Natalie, so I hope makes sense. Sophie, thank you. Sylvia, I appreciate, thank you very much. Lori, Mike, you're also always here. DeAndre, appreciate it. Could I have a message? Yes. Okay, I'm being drawn to your body. I think your body, it's complaining a little bit of you, Maria. I don't know if you have been feeling tired or something in your body, but tune into your body to see what you feel you should do. I think your body is asking for a change. I don't know if you should detox, or maybe change diet a little bit, or sleep more, or ground more, but it feels like the body is asking for a balance. I hope that makes sense. I hope it does. Okay, DeAndre is asking next steps, feeling uncertain. Okay, DeAndre, you have to work with surrendering to the plan. The plan, we don't know the full plan because, first of all, it's being decided by the moment. And second of all, there are things we don't want to know, like, okay, I'm going to fall in 5 minutes. I'm going to die in 5 years. No, there are things that it's better to be like a surprise. Like I described before, the unknown, it doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It could be a wonderful, amazing thing for you, but you have to trust that no matter what happened with your work, you are going to be okay because your soul, throughout your unconscious and your higher self, have a plan for you to go through. Yes? So work with your root chakra because feeling unsafe, it's out of alignment. Like in the Doctor Strange movie, remember that he was out of body? It's kind of like being out of body, or like having a work and never ever step a place in your work, so you don't know what's going on. But when you are inside you, soul, body, in connected with whatever needs to happen, then clarity will come to you, because clarity is have no doubt or no confusion that whatever choices you have, because we always have choices, you will be fine because you pre-organize and preset all of those choices, trying to see what you should do. Does that make sense? It's like when you drive and it's night and you cannot see only but few meters or food, whatever you say in your country, the one that the light you can see, but you assume that it's gonna be road ahead even though you're not seeing it. Or like, for example, I don't need to know how the optic nerve works. I just know that I see. I don't need to know how it is that the Wi-Fi works. I just use it, or gravity, or I don't need to turn on the sun like, oh, it's the morning, I'm gonna turn on the sun. There are certain things that are given to us just because they're meant to be. So does the future, if that makes sense. So no matter what happened, you will know what to do, and that is gonna be the best path for you. But you have to tune into your strength that is saying, I got this. I'm not gonna go into insecure mode, because then I cannot be proactive solution or inspire action. We took action whether we are in alignment with all that it is, or in alignment with whatever. That it could be the agenda of the government, my family, my partner, my past, or whatever. Does that make sense? So for source, that is only two things: with source or without you. And even though we feel without you, we are part of source, in the illusion that I'm not, if that makes sense. But we're always safe, we're always connected, we're always awake. Even the ones that are asleep, they are dreaming they are asleep. We're dreaming that we are awake, but in reality, we are always, all of us are in source. We're source. Source is, to me, the same source that create suns and trees and aliens and wars and everything. I am source. And so each of you. So if I can do all of that, and this is just a temporary illusion, whatever happened, I'm gonna be fine. Because whatever happened, I'm gonna go back to source, and I'm gonna be an angel like each of you, and then so be it. If that makes sense. So just go for it. Sometimes a little bit of fear about feeling uncertain can be excitement about what can happen. It's like going in a motorcycle 9 miles per hour, 9 miles, I mean, velocity. I did that with my ex when I was young, and I was scared, but I like it at the same time. I don't know if that makes sense, because we used to go to races. I'm a car lover. I don't know if you guys knew that. and motorcycle lover, and we used to go to NASCAR and races and all the things. It was like our thing. And it was scary, but at the same time I like it. Sometimes that scary thing can be enjoyable as long as we take it as part of the fun. Or like the people that like to see horror movie. It's scary, but they love it. Because at the same time, they make them feel something. If that makes sense. So sometimes a little bit of that uncertainty thing can be the seasoning, the adrenaline, exactly, Julie, for the life, so it is fun. Like for example, the people that bungee or things like that. It's scary, but it's a rush of adrenaline that when it passes, it's just like, oh my god, I lose my job, and then I freak out, but then I found a better one that is no stress, no beach people, and I earn more money or whatever. So trust that whatever happened, you got this, right? Because you will find the solution, you will know. But next step is work feeling safe, knowing that you will know what to do. I hope that makes sense. And that adrenaline is awesome because it makes us do things in dangerous position that we don't know we could do. I hope that makes sense. Like for example, a mother save their kids, or maybe a husband protect the family or something. So know that in the moment you will know what to do. The strength will come, your body will provide you, you will have the clarity to know what to do. So just going forward, knowing that it's all, I got this. You guys can do it as a mantra. I got this. Get the economy. I got this. I'm gonna be fine. This is something that I was thinking the other side. Like with all of the things that happen in Mexico, sometimes you see cars without license plates, or they made them with a Sharpie thing. So the corruption, it's at the degree that you laugh like, oh my god, how is it possible? And then the roads in my city is like driving in the moon. And then I was laughing about it because I was pissed off about it, and then laughing because it was like surreal. It was like a surreal thing that I say, damn it, if the apocalypse would happen, I'm gonna be okay, because this is kind of like a training for it. Does that make sense? Because in other countries that I have lived, there is a lot of rules, and everyone go like, because then, like when I was in US, if you didn't do your stop, it was a policy like right away, like woo, and it was fuck. I just missed 1 second, but right here, that thing doesn't exist. People don't follow the rules. At least in my city, everyone drives whatever they want to do, and just gonna have to improvise and know that fuck it, I got this. It doesn't matter what it is provided to me. I'll go with the flow. And probably this is that we are learning with the quarantine and all of the things that are appear to be unsafe in the world, because we're creating the solutions. Like say, fact is, I don't like this reality. I'm gonna create the one that works for me, and I'm gonna teach my kids to build a better place and more harmonious, for example. And I think maybe it is what we're all being pushed, whether we like it or not. Coco, I love that name, Coco. Well, if I can convey a message for my guys, what I'm to do here right now, okay? Okay. Connect more with the elementals of Gaia. It feels like in some timelines, I'm seeing you like a shaman or something. You were very connected to the spirits of Gaia, the air, the light, the earth, and the water. And you work with them, and it was like a happy or joyful time for you. I don't know if you're drawn to any of that. I'm not saying that you should go into shamanic, but maybe do a meditation with elemental frequencies. It will serve you to ground, it will serve you to harmonize your magnetics, but at the same time, I think your gifts are going to open. The more connected you are with what Gaia gives to us, the organic part of Gaia, the more balanced you'll feel. Okay. Sarah, I think. Can I get a message from my guys if you have time? Yes. Peace and love are key. This is what you guys said. I hope that makes sense for you. But I think if I can clarify, when you feel peaceful or loving, it is because you are vibrating high and you are in alignment with all that it is. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, Georgina is asking for upper arm, shoulder pain, ancestral stuff, cords. Yes and no. It's actually from a past life that you activated in this life for things that happened to you in the past that you kind of get used to, live with them. I hope that makes sense. And I'm going to tell you what I'm seeing. Okay, in the shoulders, you carry burden that doesn't belong to you. I feel like you sometimes put yourself, and maybe this happened to many the empaths. Sometimes we prioritize the needs of others instead of the needs of us. Resonate with you, Coco? Oh, I'm glad. And that block comes, it doesn't initiate in your shoulders, initiate in your plexus, because it's about your power and putting boundaries when you said, okay, I can do this and this, not right now, or I need a break or whatever. And then it ends in your arms. It is about things that you would like to do, that you feel whole, because you are not empowering yourself yet. Feels like you're working on it. That's why you have the pain, because it's like your body is letting you know you are already in a process of working on it. And meanwhile, it's like we have this going on and we are doing everything we can, but connect with us. So you, your body, your muscles, your shoulders, your feelings, and your mental body get cohesive, and then you go with ease and grace. But you're already working on it. Lori, guidance and recurring workplace. Being here feels like a lot of resistance every day. Oh, I can relate to that. When I was working in my office, I needed to have a stable job so I could purchase a house and get my visa and everything. And it wasn't what I was enjoying it. So once it was stressful, it was too many hours, the money, it wasn't what I would want it to. But when we have scenarios like this, we'll learn not to depend from our happiness from the conditions that are outside of us. So we could create to go with this, because if we change from work, sometimes we have the same patterns with us. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, for example, haunted houses, if you don't send those ghosts into the other side, and they are bullying you or scary you or whatever, and you move, the ghost will move with you, if that makes sense. It's kind of the same with our parents. Sometimes every partner is narcissistic, and it's because we have the same pattern manifesting the same result, because it is not unsolved, if that makes sense. So patient, whatever you feel against the others, Lori, and this happened to me. Sometimes I feel challenged for something that it doesn't go the way I wanted. It's not against the other person. It's not against me, but I resolve it from me, because if I allow others to trigger me because they were mean or whatever, I destroy my aura or my body, taking bullshit or toxicity, because my perception is that the outcome, it didn't happen in the way I want it. Does that make sense? So it's not what happened with the others, it's what I do with what is happening. And this is how we master. Peace is done in times of war, not because all is good. Like I was saying, that my first boyfriend, we never fought. It was all super organized, super good. That ended being boring. Like it's all the same, the same, the same, because nothing happened. And sometimes those things that happen, that are the challenges, are the adrenaline, the challenging part where we can discover we could have a different outcome. Yes, Lori? You know what worked for me to do? It's called Tonglen meditation or bodhicitta. I purchased books from Pema Chodron and she talks about it. Like how to get your center loving and peacefully without depending on the conditions to be in that state. Bodhicitta, it's seeding love in the heart in such a way that you will always be sending love to all of your triggers, the things that you perceive as nasty, horrible things. This is bodhicitta, that you have the compassion enough not to judge things that you don't prefer, but you see that there is God in everything in some way. I hope that makes sense. In Tonglen, it's about, if I remember correctly, being going into your hooks, your triggers, and everything to bring love. So there is meditations where Pema children that you can find her on YouTube easily take you to remembering things that you perceive as nasty or where you traumas, things like that, and then you bring love for you, but also for the other who created with you that memory, that trauma, or that situation. And that helps a lot because from that part of Buddhism, I understood that no one has a responsibility for make me happy. Neither my partner, my kids, my government, or whatever. I'm in charge of my life. And I love that. Does that make sense? I love that I can create the responsibility about the things that are going into my life, kinda, when I am aware and centered, that I choose. And if I'm not aware, I will notice later, and then I'm said, "Fuck, I could do that, Gretel." But it's okay because it's like part of the training, if that makes sense. Okay, I'm gonna try to speak to go more specific. Okay. Faye, there is any message from my guys that I need to know. Yes. Fun, joy, relaxation is what they are saying. Like, it's, I think, going back to enjoy like your inner child will do. Susanna, I have been listening. Okay, I'm gonna try to find your message here, Susanna. Thank you so much. Georgina, thank you so much. Gabrielle, what my guys want me to know right now for my highest good. The first word that I listened, Gabriel, when I was reading your question, it was about commitment. I think this year is for you to practice being committed, probably with one goal. If you would like to be more spiritual, you could start with that. One thing from the intentions that you wanted starting that 2022, but be committed so you see results, and then you will add another and another, and I think that will create a huge transformation for you. Whatever you would like to accomplish, set it one easy. Mara Vasquez. Okay. Solitude, said you guys, Mara. I don't know if that makes sense for you. I always see you are for my supporters group, and I'm very, very grateful. But like, take time to be in solitude just by yourself, not not thinking, but listen to all the things that you think and feel, and just like being aware. Solitude, it's a part where you can, it is like turning the radio and then deciding what type of music you prefer the most. I hope that makes sense, Mara. Lynn, Monica, hope you're good. Any message, please, and thank you. Okay, you guys says that it's all going into the plan. Whatever changes you are doing for next year, they are in the positive direction. I don't know if you already seen that, but soon you will see. It's more like that recognition that you are doing the correct choices in the correct moment in alignment with the universe. So it's more like a thumbs up about how things are going. I hope that makes sense. Thank you so much, Rose. I love that you are here and that you enjoy, because every advice I give, I know is for me too. So it's all good. Dina, hi Gretel. Can you please let me what galactic lineage it is, if I was a star seed or not? You're a star seed? Okay, the first word that I read in my mind, it was Becca. I hope that makes sense. Infinity. I didn't really hear the advice. Clean my body was for me. Yes, Maria, it felt like your body was complaining. I don't know exactly why it's complaining about, but it's more like you being in charge of your body, if that makes sense. Like asking your body what do you need and what you could do to feel better. And let me refresh. I think these are all questions. Julie, any message for me? You're always on the page. Thank you so much. Girl, let's just move, get a pack. Okay? Yes, good. Let me turn Julie. Okay, I was seeing yellow Julie, and I was saying, okay, what is this about? And then I heard wisdom, knowledge. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but I think you're being encouraged to tune into what you know and to tune into, or probably it's a good time to learn something new. And I think that knowledge and wisdom are going to give you foundation for whatever will come next. I hope that makes sense. Faye, I already did a message for you. It was about fun. I remember that you guys said about fun louder, like seek more fun. Also, one of my aspects is a dragon. Georgina says, can you tell me more about it and how can I connect help and mission? Okay, there's a lot of questions, Georgina. Let's bring the dragon first. Okay, there are many different types of dragons. I was saying in Spanish, sorry. It depends on the dimension that you tune in and the type of dragon. There are dragons that are celestial, that works with the archangels. There are dragons that are guardians of the sun, our sun and the central sun. There are galactic dragons, and of course there are dark dragons as well. And the dragons that you're connected with are the dragons that are connected to Gaia. These have elemental nature, and they are like young dragons, as if they will be not like a baby, but like a teenager or something dragon alike. And dragons are, these type of dragons are associated with kundalini portal gateways to connect, and they are protectors, guardians, kind of like a pet. that you have in the astro, something like that, because they are 4D transitioning to 5, some of them in 3D too. So for you, it feels, Georgina, that it is like having an ally that is going through a life challenges like you, like it's an aspect of you that will benefit you for protection. I hope that makes sense. And if you decide to do healings or clearings, you can work with dragons not only to protect yourself or clear yourself, but also to clear spaces. I hope that makes sense. It is like when you have dogs in your house or cats. Cats are always cleansing the energy, and dogs are like loving in a silly way, like will melt your heart, but they are also protectors, if that makes sense. So it's kind of like this dragon that you're connected with. Hold on. I just had a message. Let me go again into the questions. Hold on, I lost the questions. And I have learned, guys, that whether I tune into an entity or a galactic or an angel or an element or something that it is in the spiritual, in the astral, or in the ether, is going to be part of my oversoul. Nothing that you match in frequency can connect to you. Nothing at all. It's kind of part of, to remember, the law of attraction is not only about manifesting money or saying affirmations. It's not about that. It's about knowing that everything is a frequency and everything is a vibration, that we are all energy, and all that it is, whether that has a soul or not, will have a frequency and a vibration. Like, for example, the Sharpie doesn't have a soul, but it is a consciousness that is attached to my aura because it's mine. So I created because I needed for notes. So within my Akashic records and my experience, my consciousness will create a history that it could be positive or negative about the Sharpie. So this is an extended consciousness of me, like my car, like my house, like my city, my roads, whatever. They reflect something that I am vibrating with, for something that my soul, because we never are going to have all the answers, would like to experience with. Whether that is a challenge or something that I do prefer, everything, it's part of the experience that I'm having in the illusion. So when you clear yourself, you know that everything that happened to you, it will be a reflection somehow of what's going through, including the astrology, the collective, my government, you guys, my friends. So if something triggers me or is toxic or I need to clear it will be connected to a part of me, whether that it is from this life or for other, or maybe it's an aspect of me that it's dark, that is looking for light, and my higher self says, oh, I think Gretel is ready to send it to source. Let's have an entity attack or something. Or maybe Gretel forgets to be in peace because she's too in her comfort zone, so let's shake her a little bit. So maybe the cat can get sick so she can practice surrender or faith. So everything that happens is going to be part of the plan. Like when you are writing a movie, I'm not a writer, but I'm supposed that if nothing happened, it will be boring, because I have seen movies like that you say like, oh God, I'm gonna fall asleep. So good movie, a good book, a good story, it has to have bad guys and good guys and things that happen. So it just make you feel something. And sometimes the best movies are the ones that take you from drama to sad and romance and action and comedy, and you said, oh my gosh, I went through all stages with the actors. So I like it because we have an experience through the movie, if that makes sense. Maybe I have, no, I haven't killed anyone in this life, but I have in the astral seen aspects of me that are not in the light. And I was remembering, I was with my aspect on Mars, and I am kind of like a Bale hunter or something. So I was like killing. It looked like a Star Wars thing because I was like in a spaceship, and then I had guns, and it was fun because I was doing dangerous things, and it was fun to be bad, if that makes sense, because I'm not bad, or I try not to be bad in this life. So sometimes these other experiences are kind of like the seasoning of the food, the salt, the pepper, things that happen that just make it more fun. So aspects of me are going to choose to be not that good because probably I want to try everything so I know more, if that makes sense. Sometimes angry myself, adding some of the bad actors. Yes, but you know what? Anger, channel it correctly, it's a good call for action because anger is telling you that whatever is happening, you don't prefer it, you don't like it. So sometimes it's good to protect yourself, it's good to set boundaries, that you know what, that's it. I'm not gonna like business with you. I don't like this or whatever. So it's like fire energy that pushes to change direction. So darkness, like being angry or sad or whatever, they are for a reason, for the reason that is going to make us feel that we are not in alignment with all that it is. But it isn't a bad thing either. Sometimes sometimes no. I normally, when I see a movie and something bad happens, I cry. And then I enjoy it. Because then I say, girl, it's so silly. It isn't real. But it doesn't matter. So it's a part of the seasoning of life. And yes, lessons, it's okay. It's like imagine if it will be winter the whole year. It will be boring, or raining every day, or never rains, or sunny all day without night. Imagine, like in Alaska, 6 months of day and then 6 months of night. And then imagine, I'm tired, but I can't sleep. It's so sunny. So everything will give us something. And it's part of the whole thing being here. And the beautiful thing here that sometimes we don't appreciate, it's feeling. I'm going to end with your message, Nicole. Any messages for me today? I'd like to know when I will be open to more to my own guidance. Look, you are not close. You believe you are close. You are receiving guidance all day, all time. But I think, Nicole, you are not aware in the way that you receive your guidance. So the next step it is be present. Sometimes we don't listen because we are speaking. Does that make sense? So sometimes that silence, that meditation, help us to listen, and everything is gonna be a metaphor about something. Because guys are not humans. Sometimes they think we get it, and then we don't. So tell you guys, you know what? I know I'm open, and I know you talk to me all the time, but I don't get it. So please give me the message over and over in different ways until I get that you guys are speaking to me, but on my behalf, I'm gonna pay attention, if that makes sense. And paying attention, like for me, not every day because I will lie, but the majority of the day before opening my eyes, I ask my higher self to be in command. I always do that, at least morning and afternoon, and then I say, okay, what do I need to know today? And then I close my eyes and wait for something to pop up. Like when you guys ask, sometimes I hear nothing, and it's fine, because maybe I'm not into the channel of my higher self, or maybe it's not needed, or maybe it will happen throughout the day, and that's fine, if that makes sense. You get on dreams and seems crazy, I can make sense of it. Look, dreams are metaphors. we're not, it wasn't the way you remember. The way you remember is the way your physical mind understands it. Sometimes that's why we don't remember. Like we said, I speak to you in a dream, but I don't remember what Archangel Michael said to me because the physical mind don't get it. I had an experience of telepathy and I think got scared and turned it off. It happens to me sometimes in aliens. Because when the light is too high, we're not used to, we freak out and then hold it. That's why sometimes we don't see things with our third eye physically because it's like, oh my God, what the hell's happening? And then we kind of step back. But stepping back is not a bad thing. It's taking impulse so you go further and further. But I think the main important call is keep trying, because listening to your intuition, having your intuition sharp, I think will be the best spiritual gift, because you know what you're meant to be, you know what you should not do, you know what people lie to you, and that is freaking awesome, because you kinda, not completely, but you kinda know what will happen and what will happen. Whether you have that information through a reading, through astrology, to your own dream, it doesn't matter, it's coming to you. And the fact that it's coming, it means that it's open, because sources send you, you are alive, and all the things that are alive, source run through us. And right now you and I and all of you are exchanging light with our guys, and it feels good. It means the connection, it was even. But if that connection didn't feel good, sometimes it's when we feel drained, but it's not because of the other is stolen to us, it's because we were not full. Does that make sense? This is what I think, but I'm going to do another video about it. It's not that I'm attacked, it is that my glass was half empty. So when I connect with a person, I get emptier instead of being half full. Does that make sense? It's okay, Joanna. I don't think so. But I'm gonna ask for you, and then I'm gonna end the video because then it's too long to upload. Let me say. Okay. I'm seeing like a portal, and then I'm seeing like a path, and then I'm seeing like a door open. So stack something new, some opportunity or new to come to you, because the door is already open, but I think you're not there yet. But you will know, like you will receive a sign or something that it will be like undeniable. So you know, okay, that's my door. I'm gonna do a little bit of light language after I like maybe 5, 7, 10 minutes, I don't know, whatever comes. Just whatever messages I couldn't give to you guys can receive it. I'm gonna send healing to Lana, my cat, and whoever needs, you guys can ask. And that's pertaining art. I don't know, Joanna, if it's gonna be art or clothing. It wasn't shown. It's just a door that is gonna open, but I think it is related to that because it's what you're taught. I hope that makes sense. Trust your intuition. Always, always, always. Okay? Berta, thank you so much. I appreciate it. So if you can, you guys can adjust the sound. My voice tends to go low. You don't have to hear me. The frequency will come to you if you request it, one way or another. You don't have to follow instructions. You don't have to do anything. Just be in receptive mode. Just try to allow whatever that's meant to be, only if you need it, only if it's meant to, and only if it's for the highest good of all. Hope that makes sense. And if you are aware of your space within, that will be perfect. But if you don't feel anything and you request to receive, it doesn't mean you didn't receive. I'm going to request each of your higher self and mine to connect, our guides to support, and whoever is in the highest good. They have dragons because we talk about them. And these dragons are kind of like a big dog, like a big Labrador or golden or something. It's where I feel like silly, big, and hairy. But these dragons have like feathers and like shiny eyes and big smiles, and they're like clumsy and silly and like very, very loving, like a big dog. I don't know if you guys ever had a dog, but if you ever had a dog or saw a dog that made you feel like, I don't know, like melted your heart, or an animal, maybe your cat, or maybe you have a bird or something, turtle, whatever, that whenever you think of it, you just feel like, oh, that's what unconditional love it is. No matter what, it is there. It loves me in its own way. I had a bunny once. Never spoke to me or anything, but just the fact that I will see my bunny just make me think, oh my god, it's so cute. So I want you to tune into that in your whatever memory you have. And if you can, imagine that you have a dragon in front of you and they are on a circle, and that dragon represents that like clumsy, silly, huge unconditional love, but at the same time it's like protection. And I feel like my dragon wants to lick my cheeks or something, kind of like a silly thing, making you smile. Maybe you feel like hugged or held, or something in your skin, in your body that changes. So just pay attention. And I'm going to allow the light language to come through. The energy is very enjoyable and soft. Nina ata era sara mahasia kieshka koi kiena. Kupasika shkutukua ki esa ake ashkate iki esa koria kiena ki ashka. Kitikia sakoria ka ashka kuma ketikia sakoria ka ashka kuma kete iki ashka kutikia sa kinikarakwisi kieshka. Uhuhuhuti isa ake ashka kori atare hasara ake ashka ko oma iki ena. Try to pay attention in what you feel, what part of your body. Try to shift into receptive mode. If you don't feel anything, you maybe receive an image, maybe a message, maybe healing. And request, if you don't feel anything, tell you guys, I'm not feeling it. Can you assist me, please? And then tune into the silence within yourself. Ketakoso marikara ate era asara otoro oko oshka. Kiera ke ashka kate esikera kotiara ashka kiera. Korene kiashka sa ako. Kini ni asa kiashka do rukuma kisishka katako so kiashka. Ruku a asa kiashka tekia kotikia kutusa kishke ni asa koekiata. Kumai kia shakote sai kine kia koi kia ya kote kia. Mai kia dia sako ashka. Kuinae sashakan ruwa akia sashka tika kia kumai kinia seshka. Kuma aki ashka. Kuikiete kia kateshka konya kuinyasa. Try to see if you can receive a word or a color or anything in a very simple way. And with that, before opening your eyes, if you have them closed, if you don't have your eyes closed, close your eyes for a minute and try to hug yourself if you want to. Imagine that your dragon is protecting you, because this is how they do it with me. I feel like I'm hugged, kind of like an angel will hold you, if that makes sense. And what I feel, and if you have ever feel that, anchor that feeling inside of you. Like, have you ever feel like maybe weak, that you would like to lean onto something that will make you feel stronger? That feels so good. Or maybe you don't feel weak, but you just want to feel that love that is given to you, that feels just like heaven. So what they are saying is that if during your day you feel like being hugged, you can do this and then tune into couple seconds and then ask you guys or your dragon or your angels, whatever you prefer, to hold you into the light. And the only thing that you could do is remember to request that or remember to stay in the light. And with that, I'm gonna leave. Thank you so much for being here next Saturday. I appreciate the ones that would like to join. Sometimes it goes a little bit longer than expected. Not all the messages are appear on the feed because, I don't know, Facebook just put the ones that thinks they are more relevant for some reason. But maybe it wasn't meant for me to give you the answer. Maybe it was meant for you to receive it throughout your intuition. So if you haven't received your message, request it and it will be given to you one way or another. Trust that. Always, my channel and each of your channel is more important than whatever you receive from an outsider. Because this is being tuning into the resources that I have within, and if I'm not listening to anything, it's fine, but I'm tuning into. So one day I will listen, maybe one day I will know, maybe I will know, but just by tuning in, little by little by little by little, things change. And then sometimes when you tune in, at least for me, I feel like it's all well, like, yeah, I got this. Okay, so have a beautiful, beautiful day. Thank you so much for being here. The ones that would like to receive healing, we have meditations 5:55 a.m. and p.m. Mountain Time. You guys can receive healing. The healing, it isn't exactly for me. It's for our higher selves and our guides all into one collective that is encoded frequency. And you know, guys, know next Saturday 12 p.m. Mountain Time I give the free service for the ones that are with me and the course are gonna be the rest of the year. Like, well, I'm not gonna give names now. You guys will be receive the material the 1st of February, few days, and then message me so we schedule our one-of-one. This is a monthly course where we're gonna learn to be our own leader through light language, Akashic records, manifestation, and all the things. I'll give you a foundation for you guys and I, because I do that course too, to have a 2022 one of the best years for our life. I promise that if you are guided to take the course, it's gonna be a life changing. If you're not guided, it's okay too, because it's not about what we do. Remember, it's about being where I'm meant to be, doing what I'm meant to be doing. Okay, so have a beautiful, beautiful day. See you guys along the week. Bye bye.